In 2008, millions of Americans lost their homes because they believed buying was always better than renting. The average homeowner lost 30% of their property value in just 2 years, while renters simply moved to cheaper apartments and kept their savings intact. The truth is, the rent versus buy debate isn't about which option is universally better. It's about understanding the hidden costs that real estate agents and mortgage lenders don't want you to know about. Let me break down the real math behind this decision, because what you're about to learn could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. When you rent, your monthly payment covers your housing. That's it. When you buy, your monthly mortgage payment is just the beginning. Here's what most people don't calculate. Property taxes average 1.1% of your home's value every single year. On a $400,000 home, that's $4,400 annually. Homeowners insurance costs between $1,000 and $3,000 per year, depending on your location. Maintenance and repairs typically run 1% to 2% of your home's value annually. That's another $4,000 to $8,000 on a $400,000 property. Home warranties, HOA fees, and unexpected repairs like a new roof or HVAC system can add thousands more. A new roof alone costs between $8,000 and $15,000. Add it all up, and you're looking at an extra $10,000 to $20,000 per year beyond your mortgage payment. But here's where it gets really interesting. Most people think their mortgage payment builds equity, but that's not how it works in the early years. On a $400,000 home with a 30-year mortgage at 7% interest, your monthly payment is about $2,600. In year one, only $733 of that goes toward the principal. The other $1,867 vanishes into interest. You're essentially renting money from the bank. After 5 years of payments, you've paid $156,000 total, but only $44,000 went toward equity. The bank took $112,000 in interest. Meanwhile, if you had rented for $2,000 per month, you'd have spent $120,000 total and had zero equity, but you'd also have avoided all those extra costs. Here's the calculation nobody shows you. Take that $400,000 home purchase. You need a 20% down payment to avoid PMI. That's $80,000 upfront. Add closing costs of 2% to 5%, another $8,000 to $20,000. You're starting at $88,000 to $100,000 out of pocket before you even move in. Now, what if instead of buying, you rented and invested that $90,000 in a diversified index fund averaging 10% annual returns? After 30 years, that investment would grow to over $1.5 million. But wait, you're also saving the difference between your rent and total home ownership costs. If renting costs $2,000 per month and total home ownership costs $4,500 per month, that's $2,500 monthly you could invest. Over 30 years at 10% returns, that's another $5.6 million. Your total wealth as a renter who invested over $7 million. Compare that to the homeowner. After 30 years, they own the home outright, worth maybe $800,000 with appreciation. They've paid $936,000 in mortgage payments, plus roughly $450,000 in property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Total cost $1.47 million for an $800,000 asset. The renter who invested comes out $6.2 million ahead. Now, before you cancel your house hunting appointments, here's the other side. This math assumes perfect behavior. Most renters don't invest the difference, they spend it. Home ownership forces savings through required mortgage payments. It's automatic wealth building for people who lack financial discipline. There's also the leverage factor. You control a $400,000 asset with just $80,000 down. If the home appreciates 3% annually, that's $12,000 in year one, a 15% return on your down payment. Renters don't get this leverage benefit. Then there's the stability factor. Your mortgage payment stays fixed for 30 years, while rent increases an average of 3% annually. Today's $2,000 rent becomes $4,800 in 30 years. Your $2,600 mortgage payment never changes. After 15 years, homeownership becomes significantly cheaper than renting in most markets. Location matters enormously. In San Francisco, where the price to rent ratio is 40 to 1, renting makes overwhelming financial sense. You'd pay $4,000 monthly to rent a home that costs 1.6 million to buy. In Cleveland, where the ratio is 12 to 1, buying is clearly better. You can purchase a $200,000 home for less than renting costs. The break even point is typically a price to rent ratio of 15 to 1. Calculate this by dividing the home price by annual rent. Above 20, rent. Below 15, buy. Between 15 and 20, it depends on your personal situation. Here's what really matters: your lifestyle and timeline. Planning to move within 5 years. Rent. The transaction costs of buying and selling will destroy any equity gains. Settled in your career and location, buying makes more sense. Want flexibility to relocate for opportunities? Renting provides that freedom without the anchor of property ownership. Value stability and forced savings. Buying might be your better choice. The real answer isn't which option is universally better, it's which option is better for your specific situation right now. Run the numbers for your market. Calculate the true cost of ownership, including all those hidden expenses. Be honest about whether you'll actually invest the difference if you rent. Consider your career trajectory and likelihood of relocating. Factor in your personal discipline around saving and investing. The housing decision isn't just financial, it's deeply personal. But now you know the real math behind it. You understand that buying isn't always building wealth and renting isn't always throwing money away. You've got the framework to make an informed decision based on your situation, not on what society tells you to do. Calculate your local price to rent ratio and run the numbers for your specific market. That's how you'll know what's actually better for you.